I've been longing to learn more about the Bible and to learn it in a systematic way. And when my good friend from my church, Gay, invited me to come and study with her and her group, I was more than willing, and it gave me a whole new impetus to my Christian life. I came to know Jesus in a way that I didn't know him before, and that knowledge has grown ever since. After I finished my studies, I was asked again by my good friend if I would tutor the course, and with great trepidation I said I would, and I've now been tutoring for nearly 10 years, and that has been a most wonderful experience. My students have come together and learned to study and discuss together. We all accept each other's views. We often agree to disagree, but we all grow in Christ, which must be the most important thing in our lives.
I'm a person of a sceptical and inquiring mindset, being a lawyer, and I didn't know as much about the Bible as I should. And I also discovered, in discovering Gay, an environment where I could begin to articulate my quarrel with myself and with God, and to discover that I was not the only person with reservations or concerns, but that there was a way through, and that having come to know myself better through these courses, I believe that I've begun to glimpse rather more clearly who God is and what he means to do about me. This is important for me. It's an unfinished work. I don't know where it's going to go, but certainly having been part of this course is part of the making of my later years, and as such I appreciate it, I need it, and I want it.
I joined the course because sitting in the pew listening to sermons, I was ending up with far more questions than were being answered. The course enabled me to explore the Bible in far greater depth than I had been previously. I had great fun and fellowship with the other students and with the tutor. And yes, some of the questions were answered and my love of the Bible was deepened, but there is still plenty more I can learn, and as a tutor I find I'm still learning all the time.
I first did, as it was the OHEC course, a number of years ago now, quite some time after I studied theology at Cambridge, and I wish I'd done it before I'd taken the course, because it's such a marvellous grounding in biblical knowledge and meeting with other people to share your faith. And in fact, that's one of the reasons I became a tutor, because I think there's such an opportunity to help people to really get to know the Bible. And I'm not sure we always do that in our local churches, and even when you go on to study at a degree level, if only everyone could have this opportunity, I think we could make more connections with our daily living, and also I think it's helped my preaching enormously, because actually you can think of other parts of the Bible in the middle of the sermon, so make the connection and it becomes alive, which is what our faith is meant to be. So I recommend it to everyone.
It was many years ago now when I sort of came round in the pew one Sunday and wondered what on earth I was doing in church. Having heard little snippets of the Bible read ever so often, I had no idea really of what was in my Bible at all. And I just felt there had to be more to being a Christian. So fortunately, my vicar's wife discovered as it was then, the Oak Hill course, and I got studying. And it was just so exciting. Every time we had a new course, we felt it was like opening a box of treasure. And I really learnt in depth what was in the Bible, and began to explore possibilities of a ministry of some kind. And it was Mike Butterworth, who was then director of the course, who suggested to me that I might like to tutor it. And after feeling that that was something I could never possibly do, I felt that perhaps I could with some help. And I put an advert in our local See Round magazine, and I shan't ever forget the terrifying moment when I got 65 replies. And I just didn't know what to do, apart from a tremendous desire to go abroad somewhere where no one could find me. But out of the replies, I got 24 people who wanted to learn, and so I ended up having to have 3 groups and not the cosy little couple of people from my local church that I had thought. And it's just an ongoing adventure. That was 20 years ago, and I'm still tutoring because it's just so exciting to see people like I was who join, who don't know really where they're going, they don't know really what being a Christian is all about. They get their brains around the Bible, they find they can study, that they can learn, and then you see them grow wings and fly off into some amazing ministry of some kind, helping in a prison, working with people just coming out of prison, going for ordination training, becoming readers, teaching the children in church. I could go on, and it just inspires me and keeps me going.